Okay, so we got the 1948 Farmall Super-A back. We was in the shop getting a transmission change out, and I want to thank Reuben Scott, who did that for me, and also Kevin Love over in Alabama, who had the transmission from another tractor, so we switched all that out. But I'll show you today how it's running. I've got the tires, the rims all cleaned back up. They were pretty rough and nasty. So got all the rims repainted and redone and put back together. And starter, had to take that off and get that rebuilt. That was part of the problem back in December when it was sparking out and everything else with the wiring. And we also had to change out wiring for the light system, and I'll have that other video that showed it sparking and coming out from there before. So got that addressed. This is the new, actually the old new transmission. This is like a Frankenstein. We took it from one tractor from Kevin Love in Alabama and put it in. It was easier to do it that way than to start taking all the gears out. So half the gears were shot and some of the gears were in good shape. So this is part of what we did with that. Got also implements were kind of mangled up, so got those redone, and everything put back together. Got the PTO back together and back in shape. I've got a step that's on the way. That's going to make it a lot easier to get on this tractor without stepping and putting a lot of weight on the implements all the time to get up onto the platform. So that's coming from Sean Barrett up in Pennsylvania. He has his own videos going on his Super-A's, and he builds these steps, really sharp looking. Bought one for the Cub, came out really nice. So for this, I wanted to make sure that was on there as well. So a lot of people want to know, are you out farming on it again? No, I think we're going to do shows and parades and mostly just the shows around, and let it enjoy its retirement years now that it's kind of rebuilt back in shape the best we can. I put these little built these here. People that see them at a show without anything in them wonder what that is. That's for flags. We put the flags in the front. So just some little cheap, simple build that I was able to make and get that done. But let me go ahead and get it fired up here, and it starts. I love this thing because it starts right off the bat. The only thing I did not do is go back to putting a rear weight back on the left side or back on these wheels entirely. The right side's got that heavier weight, and that's all I'm going to use it for at the show, so no sense putting all that weight back on this tractor. Tires were a challenge to clean. Probably took me a couple days to get all that gunk. It was almost like varnish on it. Really nasty. Somebody had a bunch of paint overspray on it. That it was not from me. But yeah, it's back in shape. Transmission's running great. Hydraulics are all working well. We did raise the raised up the plows on the cultivators, just because they were very, very low and they were dragging, and especially every time we would go to put them on the trailer, they would drag along, and I was afraid of those catching on the ramps. I think the arm was bent down quite a bit. It caught on something, and so the one arm had a bend in it that had to get put back into shape. Everything else just readjusted. So yeah, having a lot of fun with it, and we've got a show coming up in April 5th in Cartersville, and that'll be our first show, and I'll try to get some video of that coming up. And I also try to get some video here of it running and going through all the gears. All right, thank you.